Yo, what's going on? And Tosan Evbuomwan signed a deal with the Knicks. My colleague Michael Scotto reported it. And Tosan is well known as being one of the up-and-coming English basketball players. He had played at Princeton, if you guys had not followed his journey. And he joins a New York Knickerbockers squad that needs, bench players. And this is obviously a way better bench than they've had in years past, but let's just talk about it and explain what's going on. So the exact information on this deal goes like this. Tosan Evbuomwan has agreed to the deal with the Knicks, assuming it is an Exhibit 10 deal with a max value if he's cut from the team of $83,500. Could not speak right there. And a bonus if he plays 60 games with the G League affiliates. And if he makes the roster, it's a non-guaranteed deal. So I think even if he doesn't make the opening day roster, he might be someone who gets called up by the end of the year at some point and is put on a normal deal. Now, what does the Knicks roster look like with Tosan there? And he's just like, he's the guy who's just going to help fill out the bench. So like how when they had Choma Ukeke and stuff like that. Just a cheap option that they're able to put out on the bench that obviously I think is like what they wanted. Now, the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and Karl-Anthony Towns will make the starting lineup with Mitchell Robinson, Gershon Yabusele, Malcolm Brogdon, Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride and Jordan Clarkson all making up like the next unit. And then you have, I can't believe they have Garrison Matthews, Landry Shamet, and they also have, what we mentioned earlier, Michael Brogdon, who can play multiple positions, Tyler Kolek, who might get cut, Pacom Dade, and Ariel Huckporty. Dewars is going to be on a two-way from my understanding. And as we mentioned, Tosan on the Exhibit 10. We already know that somebody is going to probably have to get cut or traded for both Jordan Clarkson, Landry Shamet, Garrison Matthews, Malcolm Brogdon. I guess not both, but all those guys were signed. So they're saying someone will have to get cut. I wouldn't be surprised if Ariel Huckporty ends up being that, or if they end up moving Mitchell Robinson. That's how that gets down. But yeah, I think Tosan, he's not there to make the starting roster, but he's going to be a guy who I think comes in, is able to ball out for their G League team, and could end up being that pickup later in the season that they call up from the G. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of Tosan? He was a guy, he's 6'8". He's a combo forward. He's someone that can play either the small or power forward. And to me, I think he's not going to be a guy who's going to be a huge scorer, but look, kind of a Thaddeus Young, Boris Diaw type who can score the ball a little bit, create for others, grab rebounds, defend multiple positions. He's just kind of a Swiss Army knife that could be utilized as a possession player off the bench. And he's also pretty solid in the paint. That's it for me, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy.